Hi everyone, and welcome to our fourth vlog. I'm Tom, the producer and technical artist for the team. So the first thing we're going to be looking at today is our new logo for the game. The blue one you've seen in other things, such as our Kickstarter and the game up until now, has been a placeholder which have been just sort of had in there so that people can know what the game is called, essentially. And we've been working on a new one with BEARZERKERS, our texture and 2D artist, and this is just a few of the initial concepts we went through and spoke about with the team before moving on to these ones where there were more of a colour variation and seeing what sort of struck out at us most and had sort of the best contrast to it that really fit into the game behind it. We then moved on to what you see here, where we're sort of just nailing down and polishing up, and this is still a work in progress. It's sort of being detailed from the inside out right now, and it should be done by the next alpha release for our backers, and it's looking quite nice now. It really pops quite well. We're very happy with it.
We've also totally revamped our original mountain level with new assets, replacement of some of the old ones, and shifting some stuff around to look a little bit nicer. This represents much of the final look for the game and the kind of quality we'll be aiming for the rest of the levels as they reach into the final stages of development. We're now also using a different texturing technique for the ground that allows us to paint colours, whether it be red, green or blue, that are then assigned to different textures. So we have the red as dirt or green as grass, etc. Our original approach with this was just the projection shader, but that wasn't proving enough to sort of break up the repeating assets and stuff, so this is making things look a lot more natural now. When our artist Corva hasn't been working on finalizing the props you've seen in the previous video for texturing and implementing into the game, he's also been creating a bunch of new ones, both for the mining level with these new awesome assets you see here with the different drill bits and sort of construction platforms, and also working on putting some of the new level designs that we've had into the prototype phase and into the game for testing. This new design for a level which you see here, which is sort of tentatively titled Churn Table for the moment, is our first serious use of the moving platform systems we've been working to implement since early development, and it's working out really well so far. So the basic idea of it is that it's a small, more arena-style map where you've got a central spinning platform that we thought we'd finished up with most of the development for the A-Star pathfinding, as you saw in the last video log. We actually ran into some issues in implementation with this particular level because of how it connects and constantly spins, and we hadn't actually tried out a full game with this sort of AI working on it. And what we found was that over time, the pathfinding actually got more and more delayed until it wasn't connecting with the spots that were actually open. So we'd find the bear running into the walls more and more, and sort of the game just degrading and actually becoming really bad in the performance as well as the game went on. But we fixed up some of the updating schedules and some more complicated things that I don't understand, that Alex worked on and really fixed that stuff up, and now it's running, and we'll give you a bit of a look at our full game here. One thing we've always been frustrated with watching people play the game, and we've sensed that players get frustrated with it as well, is that at times you might have players running off into the corners of the map, and they'll actually be one of the last surviving, if not the final one surviving in the game. And they do this through just staying out of the action, just staying away as far away from the bear so the bear never chases them, while they let everyone else sort of like kill themselves and each other while fighting over the bear and trapping each other and actually playing the game as it's meant to be played. So, to counteract this, we've implemented a new mechanic called Bear Rage, where after a period of time, if you've been the player furthest away from the bear, he will switch targets and begin chasing you with great speed until he closes in to about 6 meters of distance, and then keep chasing you at a normal speed again. We're still working on balancing the numbers so that he doesn't go chasing after people as often as he is now, where we want them to sort of stay locked onto a single target for a bit longer. But the idea of it seems to be working out pretty well, and really the safest way to play the game now is to actually get into the action and try and kill off the other players while getting away, rather than staying away entirely, which is how the game should be played, and it makes it a lot more frantic and fun for everyone. Also, after a lot of feedback, we've added in a icon to show where the bear will be dropped off. So at the beginning of the game or during the game, you'll know before the dirigible comes in where the bear is going to be dropped off and where you should be avoiding and flowing away from. The actual art for this is a placeholder. It's not very clear at the moment, it doesn't really fit in that much aesthetically with the game, but it's there, it's bright, vibrant, shows up, you'll know what it is when you see it and learn about the bear being dropped off afterwards. So much like everything else, will just be improved over time. In other news, we'll be at PAX Prime as part of the Indie Mega Booth's mini booth. Last year, we were also over at PAX Prime. It was actually the first place where we showed off Pandemonium to the public, and it was through the feedback we got there that we decided to continue on with this project and make it our main thing going forward. So sort of as a 1-year anniversary thing, we're bringing it back to PAX, this time as part of the mini booth, and we're really looking forward to it. Thank you to all the Kickstarter backers. With your help, we've been able to get on 2 artists, Anthea Wright for our characters and James Ferguson for our environments, and they've been really helping us nail just the concept and just style of the stuff that we want to go for. So we'll fade out here with the new Armadillo in action.